everybody, this is Josh Ronquist here for Heavy Debriefings, and it is that magical time of year. Thanksgiving has just passed, Christmas is around the corner, 2024 is too close for comfort, and it's time for the top 100 albums of 2023. Rather than going through the whole spiel of how I do this list, make sure to check the description down below. Just know that I'm going from albums 100 to number 1 over the course of the next 10 work days. 10 albums apiece, 10 days. Makes sense, right? So let's start at number 100. Coming in at number 100 is Nightingales with The Black Stream. And this has a very definitive old school Melodeath sound, which only makes sense since the band has been around since 1995. And 28 years into their career, they feel just as fresh as ever with that great Melodeath sound. But it's got that great raw production to it. It's got that great musicianship that you really expect from the genre. And of course, Dan Spano put his hands on this with the production, mixing, and mastering that he's done so very well over the years. If you're looking for something with that At the Gates, Dark Tranquility, In Flames kind of feel, but something very different, I think this German band might be for you. Coming in at number 9 is Harbored with their self-titled debut. This is featuring members of Allegiant and Oak, Ash, and Thorn, creating something that's very different from the sounds that they have done in the past. Especially with Allegiant focusing more on the progressive or technical death metal side, seeing them embrace atmospheric black metal and black gaze is a sight to behold. They really know how to really focus in on the more post elements, the more atmospheric, and really has some great ebb and flow throughout the entire thing. Of course, when you got those great black metal drums aside, it adds everything together in such a beautiful and dark way. I'm not sure if this is going to be the focus of any of the members of the band, but the fact that they created this side project and have created some great atmospheric and black gaze, I think it's incredible work, and I hope that they'll be able to continue this in the future. And number 98 is Obsolete Theory with Doomlight, a band that has really changed their sounds over the course of many years, but it's definitely been for the best. Starting off as more of a black and roll, death and roll kind of band, and now really fully embracing the black gaze and atmospheric black metal sound. This is really one of the best albums of the genre in 2023. With their style, their musicality, the production is just the right amount of raw and clear at the same time to really appease the old school black metal fans and the post-gaze fans in so many ways. This is definitely going to be a more overlooked album, but if you're looking for something in this particular genre, you really should give this one a chance. Coming in at number 97 is Oak Pantheon with The Absence. This Minnesota black metal band has really put out their most ambitious album to date, focusing much more on their progressive side, their post side, their folk metal side. There's a little bit of all of that and so much more. Of course, they still have black metal in their hearts, but it's great to see a band like this really expanding and showing off their entire musical palette so far. If you want something that's more in the lines of very ambitious style black metal, this is something that you should give a chance. And if you like the works of Panopticon, there's some members of Oak Pantheon that play in the live setting of Panopticon, so that might give you a reason to check this thing out. Coming in at number 6 is Riverside with ID Entity. And for those that appreciate the progressive rock sound, Riverside has been one of the greatest progressive rock bands of the 21st century. Whether they go more into the heavier side, whether they go more into the 70s rock kind of style, or on this particular album, it's a little bit of everything, but also featuring more of the modern rock kind of feel. It's got a little more electronica moments going on, and it really matches up with the concept so well. And it feels like a good counterpoint to the new Lunatic Soul album, which also kind of features the same idea about AI, artificial intelligence. So whether that's your bag or not is totally on to you, but when it comes to the music, I really enjoy what's going on here. While it might have fallen off to the wayside, I still enjoy this album, and if you enjoy the progressive rock of Riverside, you shouldn't miss out on this album. At number 95 is Chamber with A Love to Kill For. Now, I'm going to keep this one short and sweet, just like the album. If you enjoy the chaotic mathcore of something like Dillinger Escape Plan or The Chariot, or a personal favorite band of mine like the Arson Choir, I think you should check this out. It's short, sweet, goes proggy, it goes metalcore, it goes hardcore, it goes in so many different directions. It is all over the map, but it all makes complete sense once you start to dial in and start to unlock that puzzle. It's one of those albums that might only fit under a few categories for people, but if you love that chaotic side, this is an album for you. Coming in at number 94 is Smackbound with Hostage. The first of many, and I do mean many, Finnish metal bands that'll make the list this year. Of course, this isn't melodeath, this is more of the melodic modern metal tinge. And it really feels like even with 2 albums, the band has really grown up in that short span of time. Of course, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen as their guitarist Teemu is now in Megadeth full-time. I'm very curious to see what the state of this band's going to be going forward. I hope it can still happen. But with all that said, all of this features some great catchy choruses, some great modern hooks, and a crystal clear production value. And if you just want something that feels like it should be on top 40 rock and hard rock radio, you might really enjoy this album. I know I do. Now at 93 is Aeodon with Portraits. And this is another fantastic atmospheric black metal album that is something that is very rare in the style. It has fantastic production. It's not just that pure raw sound that you'd get from the early 90s. It's 2023. You can change that things up now for free. But that's besides the point. You mentioned that with good production, songwriting, and just a great ebb and flow and peaks and valleys, and you get one of the most intriguing atmospheric black metal albums of 2023. I don't see enough people talking about this album, and maybe you'll check it out now because I mentioned it. And I hope you do. Coming in at number 92 is Lancer with Tempest. And this is a brand new discovery for me this year, and I love everything that they've been able to accomplish with this album. 4 albums in, and it feels like the band is just getting catchier and catchier, writing better and better hooks, and just has that great patented power metal, speed metal, 80s metal vibe. And if that's something you're looking for, but just a little bit of a new spin on it, Lancer is a band that you need to check out. And finally today, coming in at number 91 is Ashbringer with We Came Here to Grieve. Funny enough, they only live 1 town over from me, but that's besides the point. The band has been around for quite a bit of time now, and they've gone from everything from the pure atmospheric black metal sound to more the black gaze sound, and this time they are even calling themselves false black metal, because this album is sure to make a lot of the purists in the black metal very, very upset with their sounds. Combining everything from a little bit of country sound to jazz to progressive music, and of course still having some black metal thrown in there. This is easily one of the most ambitious albums, not just in black metal, but in general in 2023. And I think they hit all the boxes that they were trying to mark, and I really appreciate everything that they're doing on this album. And I hope the band even expands even further. Like, of course, keep that black metal sound, but go even further with what you can do with the genres. Show that you are more than what you're labeled as, even if it is considered false black metal. And there you go, the first part of this gargantuan, baffling ordeal known as the top 100 albums of 2023. What do you think so far? Did I pick some good choices? Did I pick some bad choices? What do you expect's going to come in the next top 90? Let me know down below. And if you want more elongated versions of everything that's going on here, make sure to go to heavydebriefings.weebly.com, where I go into more detail about what I enjoy about these albums. And of course, the Spotify playlist, which at the end of all of this will be a massive 100-track playlist showing off a song from each and every album from 1 to 100. And until part 9 of the top 100 albums of 2023, for Heavy Debriefings, this is Josh Runquist saying, see ya.